Well, we're back in the shop with another upgrade. This time we're looking at some suspension. We got some brand new Bilstein Off-Road Shocks. Do we really need these things? Probably not, but I think they look pretty cool. The shocks on the truck, they look like they've seen some better days. So we're gonna replace them with these things. And well, we got a nice little sticker to come with it too. Love it. Now this should be a pretty simple install. We got 8 bolts to unbolt and rebolt. So let's get at her. So here's our front right shock. We got a bolt on the bottom and a bolt on top. And this actually holds no weight on the vehicle. That's what the leaf spring does. The leaf spring actually holds all the weight of the truck. That wasn't pretty, but it works, I guess. Now, a lot of times these bolts actually get seized in here. That metal collar gets all seized up in this rubber bushing, but we did spin this nut, so we should be okay, but I can tell it's tight. Well, let's see if brute force can help us. So you can see we're slowly being able to work this bolt out. And I'll show you when I get it out, but the collar is seized in this rubber here, and sometimes it happens with shocks. That's how that's supposed to come out. Okay, so here's what I mean how this upper bolt was seized. So see this metal collar in here? So it actually gets seized to the bolt itself, and then when you try and spin the bolt out, this metal collar kind of flexes with the rubber, and it makes it really hard to actually get it out. It's the only way, well, there's multiple ways you can burn the rubber out, but that's just smelly. What I like to do, if you can, is just hammer the bolt out. And this bolt looks pretty crappy, but we're gonna reuse it because I don't have a new one. We'll maybe re-thread it here. Now these shocks, when I push down on it, they should rebound up. And as you guys can see, they don't. So indeed, these things are junk. For these new fancy colored ones, see how they come back up? So, we may indeed actually see some performance or some suspension performance differences because we'll actually have working shocks now. Nope. She's a little tight on the bottom, so we're going to grind a little bit off of her. Let's go. You. Now surprisingly, this side is actually doing shock things. It's rising slowly, but it is rising, so doing shock things. I still think those Bilsteins will be a pretty major upgrade. All right, we got the front shocks all put in, and I think they look pretty good if I do say so myself, and hopefully should give us some better performance as well. Next up, we got to replace the rear shocks, and before we do that, I want to test something out. What I want to do is see how this rear axle with the old suspension, the old shocks, react when we are accelerating quickly or braking quickly, because this axle will want to twist, or what's known as axle wrap, and the old shocks, well, we know the front ones were not working that good. Ideally, with our new shocks in the rear, we should minimize some of that axle twist upon acceleration or quick braking. So we'll see what the old shocks are looking like, and then we'll put the new ones on and see if we could minimize some of that twisting action. So to be honest, it didn't actually look that bad, but you guys will see as I pull through these first 2 gears that there is a little bit of that axle twisting motion. Well, we'll get the old shocks off and we'll install these pretty little things. Got her. Like so. So once again on the rears, our shocks are they're a little bit tired. I mean, it's pretty easy to do that. And they just don't come back to form as quickly as our new shocks. It's a little bit harder to push them down, and they come back pretty quick. So these should be a nice upgrade once again. Well, fellas, I'd like to say that I got all 4 shocks in, but you can see there's one sitting there because, well, we're getting into one now. Took out the upper strut mount because, well, I may have gotten a little bit too gung-ho with the old impact. And, well, that ain't looking too healthy right there. Now I'm gonna world of hurt. What the just happened there? Oh, why is it so hard? Jesus Christ. So I got the upper strut mount off the frame, and well, it looks like the stud's sort of welded in the back. I'm gonna look at ordering a brand new one. What did I say? 8 simple bolts to remove and reinstall. Well, the shop's a mess, I'm a mess, the sun's going down. And, well, I had to freaking battle to get that thing off. It was rusty, crusty, just, but it's off. 2 things. I'm gonna have to go home and reorder that strut mount because those threads, there's no saving those. Secondly, I'm supposed to go to the dyno tomorrow. That's not gonna happen, so I've called them. I think we're gonna reschedule for next week. Hopefully I can get that part in by next week and we can go from there. But, I mean, it's all part of the fun. We're here. Let's throw a thread chaser on here and just see if we can maybe revive these threads a little bit. We'll see. Well, we tried, but there's just not enough material. She spins on, but again, I got maybe like 1/4 of an inch of good threads, maybe 1/8 of an inch of good threads down here. We gotta remember we gotta have a washer here, so it's just like, you know, it's just not gonna work. which sucks. It really does. And well, wouldn't you know, with some movie magic, we now have a brand new rear shock hanger with some new hardware, which I'm pretty excited about. So we will say goodbye to the old one and install the new one.
Persuasion.
Well, just like that, we got these new shocks all buckled up. It's time to take this thing for a drive and see if we can see any improvements with this rear axle here. So if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't notice any real difference from the old shocks, but you guys can be the judge of that. What I did notice is the sway bar bushings are much looser than I had originally thought, so that might be next on the old chopping block in the new year. So the old girl's got some new shocks on her, and in terms of further suspension upgrades, definitely gonna look at those sway bar bushings and links, leaf spring bushings as well, because they have all seen better days. Now, good news, like you guys saw, we did make it to the dyno, and this thing did make over 100 horsepower. I know, pretty exciting stuff. So look forward to that video. It should be dropping pretty soon, depending on how quick I edit it. If you guys did like the video, don't forget to leave that thumbs up. And if you like cool stuff like this, if you enjoy watching me build this truck up, don't forget to subscribe because we'd love to have you on board. Anyways, I'm gonna get this thing out of the snow back into the shop. Hopefully she'll start. Oh, it's really not that cold this morning, but you never know with these 7.3s. Anyways, enough of me. We'll see you in the next freaking video.